say
I will
chocolate,
say
and
that
we all
up
know that
there
chocolate's
I
not
have
too
found some
basic, but you
massive
had everything else
canine
to choose
prints.
from.
Now
Like
we do
really?
have
I
Timberwolves
don't
in
know. Maybe
Colorado now
chocolate's
because
good.
of
It's usually
Yellowstone and
chocolate
all that stuff,
with what?
but
Like
these
we're
are
talking
huge.
with
I have found
sprinkles, with
dog
Reese's
prints that
cups.
are like 6
Maybe
inches
you
in
get
diameter,
crazy
and
and you
3
take
of them
some
running together.
mallow, you know, like that whip
So
stuff, the
I
mallow
haven't
whip.
seen
Maybe you throw
one.
that on top with
I'm
some
not
cherry
saying
juice. That's
I don't
beautiful. It's
say
like a
absolutes
sundae.
on
All right.
anything,
Anyway, don't come here with
Yes,
just
you
chocolate
can't.
ice cream. Anyway, on that note, speaking of
whatever,
foods,
Yeah,
you
everybody,
and
know.
keep in
our
mind,
first
everybody,
guest
when
tonight
people do talk
makes
about
me
things,
happy
like
because we
me
all
even
know we
saying,
love
"Hey, I think
puns,
they
right?
might be,"
And this
they're
pun game got my attention, so we had to have her on the show. We had to have her on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest of the night, the one, the only, Miss Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the
Hello.
show.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing so swell. Yourself?
Awesome. I'm doing great.
She's doing well.
Mhm.
I need to know from the get-go about the name because I clicked into your stream maybe 3 or 4 times just based off the name. And it was it just one day you said that's the name, or is there a story?
Well, actually, like I played basketball in high school, so I've always had a love for basketball. And when I was coming up with an Instagram name, I'm like not that creative, so I like had searched the web, saw a bunch of stuff, and when I had saw that, honestly, like I just loved it. So when I came over to POF, I obviously had my first name because I came on here for dating originally, and
Okay.
then I was like, well, I better find something creative. I just used my Instagram name, but I just like love the pun on it, and it's like a lot of people think I'm like a guy or something because I have Shaquille Oatmeal, but I guess keeps the
No.
mystery going.
I think Shaquille is an underrated first name. Let's
Yes,
pop
I
that,
agree.
okay? Shaquille, bringing it to the table, just saying. Basketball player. I'm going to be totally original here. Are you tall? Is you never know through the screen. Would you consider yourself to be a tall person, or was it like middle school and it didn't really matter?
Well, I'm actually 7 feet. Oh no, I'm
What?
5'5". I'm 5'5".
Wow. I would have ran with the 7 foot at least one more minute. That's a whole minute. You could have been 7 foot. Who knows?
A lot of people think I'm really tall.
Yeah. But you play basketball. Do you play any other sports?
Mm-hmm. I played soccer. I did figure skating, and then I also rode horses for quite some time.
Figure skating and horseback riding.
Yes.
Those are like not the common high school activities, I'm assuming. Which came first out of all these sports and passions? Which one came first?
Honestly, horseback riding. I did it for years and years. I loved it. I actually took time away from school to compete in horse shows. I'd go to school for 2 hours, and then I'd ride horses all day.
Now, every person that I've ever met that's taking care of horses is someone I no longer have in my life. What is it about horses? Are they really high maintenance? Are they tough? What is the deal with horses? Would you say that it's a rewarding experience?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like we had to wake up at like 5 in the morning, especially like showing horses. You have to like do your hair in braids. You have to like put the net on, put your helmet on, like get a whole outfit. And I was like in 5th grade. So think about every single weekend I had to do that. And then on top of like getting up early and traveling to shows, you have to take care of the horse. You have to clean them. You have to get their hair cut and all that. And clean the stalls. So it was like a lot of discipline for me.
It sounds like that. Horses also, is that correct? Horses? Is horses plural?
Yeah.
Does not sound right. Geeses? The geeses and horses, right? They're known for not having common names. It's not like this is my horse Jack. It's usually like Biscuits, Thunder, the Jeff. It's some long thing. What are some of the horse names that you've had?
So we had 3 horses. So I started with Violet, and then her show name was Rutherwood Violet. And then we had Sprinkles, which her name was Sprinkles on top. And then my main pony that I showed, his name was Leo, and his show name was Starry Night.
Oh, all right. Leo's like, all right, that's Sprinkles on top. And what was the first one? It's like, wait, I'm just Leo? What did I do? Why don't I get the name? Yeah. What is the most outrageous horse name that you've ever heard?
honestly, I haven't heard too many. I don't honestly remember like a lot of the horse names that. I mean, we did actually there was one. I think it's not really outrageous, but it was kind of cute. We had a miniature pony and we named him Cappuccino. He was like seriously up to like my knee. He was so tiny. I just loved him.
I like Cappuccino. Cappuccino's a good name. We stand behind that.
Yeah.
So figure skating too. So figure skating. Are you from a place where that's an outdoors thing, or was it an indoor thing?
It was an indoor thing. So I did that indoor, like we did that in the winter, but I also snowboarded. I didn't even mention that, but I snowboarded since I was 3 years old. So like my parents always kept us super active.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I disappointed my dad. I peaked at rocket football in kindergarten and first grade. So that
Yeah.
was the height of my sports career. So congrats on doing so well.
Well, thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the POF side of things, because you said that you started for dating. You started for dating.
Did.
Okay. Let's jump into that. So how long ago was it that you jumped into the POF world?
So I downloaded the app, I believe it was March 10th, and I started streaming March 12th. So I got onto it obviously for dating, and then I was just like messing around on it and had saw there was a live version. So I clicked on it like on March 11th. You know, I wasn't really, you know, too big on the app. I didn't know what I was doing, and I just like hopped in a couple of streams and maybe watched for like a couple minutes here and there. And then the next day I was like, I'm just going to stream. I had no idea what I was doing.
And then you went for it. What were you at the time, I guess, and that's such a loaded question, looking for, right? Everyone goes to takes the dating approach differently when it comes to apps. Some people think, hey, this could be my opportunity to meet the love of my life.
Yeah.
Other people, you know, they're like, who's hanging out tonight, you know? So were you thinking that, were you putting much thought into apps at the time? Were you really looking for people?
I had just recently gotten my heart broken. And I think I was kind of trying to like just kind of branch out. Like I had gotten over my heartbreak, but I wanted to branch out and kind of get to know more people. I was extremely lonely. And when I got on here, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. And I had in mind of like a kind of person I would be into, and I am very like I'm a hopeless romantic, so I wanted to meet the love of my life on POF. So yeah, I hate to say it, but that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
That's a suited up first. We've never had someone admit and go into it saying, you know, I really was planning to commit and go into this with like a game plan. Most people are like, you know, I was just having fun or whatever. But no, your words, a hopeless romantic looking for love, and so you jumped on POF. How has that been playing out for you? What's the POF situation been like?
So yeah, when I started streaming, I more so met friends. It wasn't like, you know, I started streaming and I was like looking and talking to guys or anything like that. It kind of, I was like, wow, this is more of like a friend thing. And to be honest, I think I began to love myself more through the app. So I think that's like a better thing. Instead of finding someone to like complete me, I kind of completed myself through this whole journey.
Talk to us a little bit more about that. What do you mean that you started to love yourself more? What was happening that you had that type of reaction to it?
So when I started, basically like I had a good idea of who I am. Like I'm sober. You know, I have very few friends, but I didn't really know how to interact with like a lot of different people because I'm outgoing, but I don't go out of my way to hang out with a lot of people. I kind of am like very introverted. I just hang out with myself. But just through this whole journey, like I just learned about how to interact with people. I became more confident because people talking to me, they made me feel like really confident in myself. There were parts of me that I didn't like, and those people, the people that I've met on here, like basically like told me, you know, like you're amazing and like I love these things about you. And I was like, what are you talking about? Those are things that I don't like about myself. So I learned to appreciate like my flaws and my downfalls, and it made me a better person, which at the end of the day, like just, you know, I feel really good about myself and who I am because I just try to do the next right thing for myself and other people. So it just, I go to bed happy at night.
What you said there too was really special, because one of the reasons some people don't stream is because they have that fear of, what if people notice XYZ quality and they make fun of me, or I stumble and I'm this way. But what you're saying is that it was, even if people did find them, that it became a celebration of you, and it actually had the reverse of what you anticipated. That instead of being something that people broke you down for, it's something that people built you up with. Which, I mean, to anyone out there who's considered streaming and hasn't started because they have that hesitancy, I mean, here's a first case example of the expectations being the complete opposite of what the reality was. So where are we today? You've been a streamer for a few months, and the journey has been growing. What are some of the things or the highlights that have already happened?
So when I started, I didn't have like obviously when you first start, you don't really have a solid group of people. It's just like, you know, switching from junior high to high school. There's some people that have been on here for a long time. I changed schools. Like I went from Catholic school to public school. So it felt like that for me. Like I'm starting over and I need to like find where I kind of fit in. And that's like a big thing to me, because now I like met people that, you know, we're very loyal to one another. It's like a family, but you know, we're all individual and we share our opinions and stuff. And I just, like, this whole journey, it's made me, I feel, be more creative, because I never entertained. I never had a social media platform where I had to entertain others. So I've been thinking outside of the box, you know, try to get people to interact with me and my stream, and what things work best for me, what works best for them. So it's definitely like got me thinking, and, you know, I like to try new things. I'm a very spontaneous person. So it's kind of a good thing for me to be super creative in terms of like playing a game, or like having a debate about something, or like learning about other people's perspectives. And so, yeah, so it's definitely been a lot of bringing out traits that I didn't really think that I had.
Yeah. Well, it's practice too. Communicating with different types of people, learning things about ourselves along the way. It's fantastic that you're having that experience. So that's the app and what you've been doing with it. You said you're an outgoing person. What do you like to do these days when you're not on POF? So
I am a mom. I have a daughter. So that takes up like 90% of my time. I absolutely love being a mom, so it's great. So I do that. If I do have alone time for my daughter, I just love to go to the gym and go out. And right now I'm actually in like a different city, so it's my birthday this weekend. So I just love to do things like adventurous and hike and sightsee, stuff like that.
Wow. Mom life, stream life, gym life, outdoors life, travel life. That's a lot of different life to do, but you're living it. That's what it's about. Shaquille O'Meal, we could talk about a lot of things, but while you're here, it's been a long time since I've just done the good old, is there any last things that you'd like to say or talk about? You know, while you're here, this is your floor, your time. So obviously hit her with the favorite, but anything that you'd like to talk about?
I just want to say, like, anyone that's like new to streaming, when I was new, I didn't know anyone or got any advice from anyone, but the best thing that I've learned is to just like be yourself and just do what makes you happy. That's definitely like, you know, I've been through a lot in life, and I've gotten sober, and I learned a lot about myself. And there's times where you don't really like yourself. There's times where you love yourself. And I just think that, you know, times that you're hard on yourself, it just makes you grow as a person. And you know, I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for, you know, hard times in life. My dad always used to tell me that, you know, you don't just succeed from millions of successes. You have to fail to kind of get yourself back on your feet, and to push you, to grow you, to be a better person and to make smarter decisions.
You can't say something like that and not have it be thought-provoking. Shaquille.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that was fantastic. That was very well said. When you say that, the thing that your dad said, that you can't have success without also experiencing failure, not that it has to be called a failure, because that seems like a hard term, but do you have anything that comes to mind that you can think on or reflect on and say, this is one of those things that I experienced in my life that I really grew from, or this was a thing that I failed at that I can now reflect on that has now positively impacted me?
There is one thing. I mean, it's kind of a deep topic, but I was actually diagnosed with cancer 3 years ago, and I had a major surgery. And to be honest, like before that, I was in college, so I kind of just lived my life. I didn't really think about anything. I didn't really value anything. I just did whatever. And I feel like because of that experience, obviously it's an unfortunate experience. You know, I'm very healthy now, but it kind of made me realize that, you know, how valuable your life is, how valuable like other people are, and like just in this moment in time, how valuable like the time is right this second. So, you know, I think I took my life for granted for a while, and obviously, you know, we have unfortunate things that happen to each other, but that just makes you kind of like think about your life a little bit more and just, you know, value it a lot. So yeah.
Absolutely. It brings everything into perspective. I can't say that I've experienced the same, but hearing you talk about it that way is number one, amazing that you're in great health, and two, very happy that you're able to take away such a great thing from that. So if you have not, everyone, make sure that you hit the favorite button on Shaquille Oatmeal. If you are a lover of puns, outdoorsy activities, or people who naturally grow red hair, this is the person, the favorite. Hit her with the favorite. Thank you so much for jumping in the box today.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Shaquille Oatmeal, everybody. Oatmeal? What is your favorite type of oatmeal out there, everyone? Do people still like oatmeal? I like oatmeal. My grandma got me on oatmeal. Oatmeal is like toast, where it's really just a conduit to just put as much sugar and bad stuff as you want on it. You could be like, this is my oatmeal, but here's sugar, strawberries, more brown sugar, some syrup, chocolate chips. Like I got a slice of pie that I'm just gonna sneak right in there. You know, you can do a little of that with your oatmeal. So what's your favorite oatmeal? I like the dinosaur oatmeal is obviously the answer. If you said anything but dinosaur oatmeal, you might have to take a moment to just consider your life choices, okay? On that note, everyone, welcome to Suit It Up. This is a show we do every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we bring on up-and-comers, top badges, VIPs, really people with interesting stories, interesting backgrounds, not even just from the app. Sometimes you'll catch people from YouTube or Instagram, even my personal life on here. Or it could be your personal life. Maybe your best friend will just show up on here. Who knows? Who knows? I don't. That said, everybody, our second guest tonight goes by Dell. And this guy has something not in common with me, but in common with Shaquille O'Neal. He's a sports lover, knows a lot about the athletics. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that and some of his personal life. And make sure you don't go anywhere, because after that, we're going to hop into it with Bunny. Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest of the night, Mr. Dell.
Hello. How's it going? Since I was coming on Suited Up, I figured I'd put on this. I didn't realize how much weight I've gained over the course of COVID until I tried to put this on, and then I slowly feel like if I have this on too much longer, it's just going to be a rip that comes back. So if you guys hear a rip, just know that I gained a little bit of weight, and it's not my fault. It's Chris's fault.
My man, I relate. There's a reason that I don't wear the suit pants to this right now. I have shorts on for a reason. I wasn't lying. There's not pants on. There's shorts
that's
on.
how it goes. I understand. Definitely understand that. You know what I'm saying? All you need is the top half. That's the great thing about streaming. All you need is the top half.
It's perfect. Right? So Dell, he's suited up. He's doing his thing. And speaking of doing his thing, you stay active, whether it's doing the battles, doing the auctions, doing theme streams or planned streams. You got everything going on in your lives. How do you manage what's going on? How do you stay so organized?
How do I stay organized? I don't stay organized. It's just kind of like throw stuff in, put a reminder in. I guess Siri is my best friend. I need a secretary. So anybody out there that wants to be my secretary, my number one gifter, you know, whichever way we can do it. You know what I'm saying? We figure it out and just kind of go from there. And then hopefully I don't not forget. That's the biggest thing, is not forgetting, because I'm very forgetful. So like my phone got to be my best friend. So if anybody wants to, feel free. I'm trying to have Chris and get a secretary involved, you know, get somebody to help me out. Hey, I got applications. The application, you need an application, let me know.
Well, you might be hinting at something as to why you might need one, because there's another thing we're going to add to your list in just a bit. But we're going to hold off on that.
All right.
Hold off on spoiling one of those surprises. Let's talk about the journey to get to the platform, because you've had a bit of an interesting journey. I've known you for a little bit here,
Right.
And got to know you through other streamers and other conversations. For the people who haven't met you, can we get a little background how long you've been on the platform?
I've been on the platform effectively a year at the end of this month. So it'll be 1 year at the end of this month. I, like everyone else, I started like on POF. I started on POF, to be honest. I started on POF, and then like back then, a year ago, POF was just like one of those things. Like, hey, there's no search function. You got to pay for search, and like I was really not. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't balling. And I was like, how much you got to pay for search? And like, I found out it was only $5, so I could have stayed on POF, but I chose not to. And I streamed for like a whole week on POF. No one knew who I was. And like some big person came in that had like, like back then somebody was green. Somebody green came in and was like, you need to go to Meet Me. Meet Me is so much better. So I went to Meet Me, but Meet Me was like slow compared to POF, because POF, you get all the newer people that come in that don't really know about what it is. So I don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. So we all in we just having a conversation. So I ended up going to Meet Me, and so that's how I got stuck on Meet Me. So that's one of the things that got there. So I've been doing this for about a year. So that's how I got to it. And once I got from POF to Meet Me, and I just was streaming, and I enjoyed it and have crazy moments and have good moments in between time and meantime, and kind of things of that nature. And it's been transitioning as I've learned more things and gathered more information. So,
well, let's slow it down though, because I knew the POF part to begin with, and just like Shaquille O'Neal, I love to dig into when people start with POF, because POF's really known for dating and in finding other people. You can find it
right.
Right. So, what was your situation? Were you just kind of trying to find out who was out there? Had it been a little while since you'd been in a relationship?
No, I had POF. So if anybody, so I started with, with Facebook. If anybody I'm pretty much gonna tell my age right now. So I'm 36. 36. Facebook, you had to be in college. When you first got into college, that's kind of like the thing. So I'm in the era of just like finding out everything. So I downloaded everything, and then I moved from South Carolina to Atlanta. When I moved to South Carolina to Atlanta, I didn't have nobody, so I had a bunch of, to be honest, I had a bunch of dating sites. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just Puff; it was just all the other ones too. So like I had all of them. So and then I haven't been on POF, because POF, it was just like, it was loaded. And anybody that knows Atlanta, Atlanta is known for a few things. So I got off POF. I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's not what I'm interested in. I'm not going to do it. So I got off POF for a long time. And then
I go on a bad route if I say Atlanta's known. Well, I don't actually. Are they known for? I know there's a highway that has 8 lanes, and when I drive to Florida, my grandpa's like, "Be careful, there's gonna be 8 lanes." And that's like all I really know about Atlanta. Oh, and there's Housewives. There's the Housewives.
Atlanta's not Atlanta. Let's just put Atlanta is known for a lot of things. A lot of things. It's just one of the things that I just, you know what I'm saying? I respect everyone. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't want to go down that road. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of that. So I got off POF. So I just kind of happened to got tired of Tinder and Bumble and got back on POF, looked at POF, and then I saw this site, and I was just like, hey, what is that? And I literally just was clicking around, went to a few streams, and then boom, there's and I went to, I remember I went to Riot Stream, one of the first people, one of the big people on POF, right? I went to Riot Stream, and he having a blast, and I was like, oh, I can do that. It didn't look as easy. It looked easy, and I was like, I clicked, and I was just, all right, where's all the people that Riot has? And so Riot's thing is like,
yeah. So, but now your thing is like, because
not quite, but it's a work in progress. We're gonna get there one day. Right. That's okay, all I get. Like every now and then, you know what I'm saying? They click in. They say, hey Dale, and keep moving, you know?
For anyone who's just joining, they're probably wondering, what is this and why are they making R2D2 sounds? It's Suited Up. We do this every Wednesday at 9. I'm not gonna do the plug. All right, so for you these days, it's shifted away from potentially meeting new people, like dating and that kind of thing. And would you say it's shifted more to like live streaming and connecting that way?
Right. More so now is just like, if I don't get on I'll know that I haven't been on. So if I take like a couple of days off, like more than 2 days, then it's just like, hey, haven't seen you on. Are you okay? Hey, are you going crazy? Hey, are you deployed? Hey, has the military called you up for a whole year? Why are you not streaming like that now? So I've gained a lot of people that become friends off this app. And you know, just like everyone else, you go through COVID and everything else. You start doing things differently, right? So now it's more so, hey, I need to go see my friends and get on real quick before everyone, to make sure they know that I'm okay before everyone gets upset. So
you just touched into a topic that I want to double dip on, and for two different reasons. So you talked about your time in the service, which was something that I was going to bring up. You also talked about community and people staying connected. As far as communities go, there's the active duty and veterans that are on this platform. Would you say that community was one of the ones that you first kind of found, or how would you say that your stream community has evolved?
My stream community has really involved because I DJ on the side. So I do a lot of things. So like I DJ'd on the side, and when the COVID happened, there was no way to DJ, and I was just like, oh, and that's kind of one of the things I just got on. I could practice on here to be people that come up. And it evolved from doing that to like every time nobody be in the stream, and I'd be like, oh, no one's paying attention. So I get off, and the moment I got off is the moment that people start talking. So I was still DJing, and then when I get off, it's just like people talking. And so it evolved from that. And then that's how me and Riot was able to kind of like connect on that situation, because he's in the military. I'm in the military too as well. So that's kind of that evolution kind of as you got into it, meeting people that's a part of the military community on this app, that, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to help them along the way because I know what they're going through, and that relationship has helped. But I would say I'm a jack of all trades, kind of a master of none type of thing. So
well, sometimes that works out, and it seems to be working out pretty well for you. So talking about the military, how long have you been serving?
All right, so I've been in for 16 years. They're like, oh my God, I've been in for 16 years. Working on number 17, about to be 17 years. I got 3 more years, but I don't think I'm gonna retire after the 3 years. So I'm letting it until they kick me out, type of thing. Because a lot of people was like, when you're young, they be like, oh, I hate it. But and once you get past that transition of like, this is kind of what I want to do, it's not as hard. Because now, as opposed to like taking orders and getting barked orders, now it's kind of like a mentoring the younger people to be like, hey, what is your plan? What do you plan on doing? Because that's one of the things that I missed out, right? So like when I was coming up, is getting being able to mentor younger people to be like, hey, what do you plan on doing? Well, I'm got nothing going on. So before you get out, figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I didn't have. I didn't have no one doing that, and that's kind of what I do now as being a leader in the military. So.
And everyone's experience is different in the service, in your case, in the military. One of the things I do hear repeatedly, though, is that it is rewarding in some way, that someone enters it and leaves it, or it changes while in it. Would you say it transformed you in any way, or that your time in it has been beneficial or positive?
Absolutely. From the time I started, from the time now, is real maturity. That's one of the biggest things, is just like I've gained a lot of maturity from doing that, you know. So that's one of the biggest things, and it keeps me from looking like a Oompa Loompa too. So that's the, you know what I'm saying, like it's a trade-off. I get to wake up in the morning, yell at a few people, work out, and go back home. It's kind of exciting.
The suit still fits.
Right, yeah, it fits, but not, you know, it's the backside. I think I've been either working out too much, you know, but I feel like it's gonna rip any moment now. But if y'all hear that, just know it's not my fault. I'm blaming
it. It's not his fault. That's not all you do with your time. Streaming's not all you do with your time. You're actually a sports lover. You love sports. You know a bit about sports. So tell us, you know, what are some of the areas that you are interested in terms of that?
Well, I appreciate you asking me. I'm into all sports. All sports. We talk sports. If we talk about it, we being about it. So my biggest thing is on Wednesdays, I need everyone to come to my stream on Wednesdays, 7 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna have a show, Sports Talk with Dale, right? And what's gonna happen is we're talking about it. We're talking about all sports, drama sports, anything that's related to sports. We're trying to do. So guys, come and have a good time. A lot of people are saying they appreciate even having this topic every time. Good show. I literally just came off my show 7 o'clock, and then it's getting featured, and we're in the works. So come check it out.
I heard from a guy that he really liked what you were doing. He's into the idea of sports, even though he has no idea about them. And I heard that there could be something featured around sports coming up. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
Give us some highlights, because people who talk sports are opinionated about sports. Give me some rundowns of some of your favorite teams or people that you follow.
Favorite teams? Some of my favorite teams, well, just got knocked off was the Celtics. Why? Because I was raised in South Carolina, and so the big three, two out of the three big three went to college and high school, and went to high school in South Carolina.
Wow.
I'm talking about Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. So that's what made me become a Celtics fan. But unfortunately, the Celtics got beat the other day, and they're no longer in sports. As far as football, so I was raised as a Giants fan, so we're not going to speak about that. We're just going to leave that alone, okay, guys? I'm really touchy about that. Baseball, Yankees.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel
very hard time for my dad and my grandpas.
Right now, we can relate. We're both having a hard time with football. We're having a hard time with football, so that's one of the things we're doing. So, but yeah, all sports. I'm trying since we got this sports show. I'm branching out. I'm getting tennis involved. We're getting, all the other sports that we necessarily soccer, hockey, water polo. If we want to talk water polo, we can talk water polo. Just make sure it's something that we want to talk about, because I don't know too much about water polo, but we can figure this thing out if it's going to be a topic that everyone want to talk about.
Maybe there's someone on this app who has played water polo.
I'm pretty sure. You know what?
You never know.
Like, ever since this has been lit out, there's people are reaching out in my DMs talking about, hey, can I be on your show? I'm like, can you talk sports? Heck yeah, I love such. I played volleyball back in the day. Is it volleyball season? No, but when volleyball season comes around, come back to me. Let's figure this thing out. Olympics come around, come back to me. We figure this thing out. We're gonna have you on the show.
I love it. All right, so one more time, if people want to catch your show, when is it gearing up to be at?
The show is every Wednesday, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be right here in my stream. Come check it out. See what we can do. See what we can talk about. Come talk some sports with us. Get involved. We have a number of different people. If you want to be a part of the show, you can reach me on IG, FaveMeDel, FAVMEDL. Reach out to me and see if we can work you out to get you on the show. So hey, everyone, come talk sports. Come, let's negotiate. Let's see what we can. You know what I'm saying? See what we can work up. So
I love it. So make sure you're hitting the favorite button on Dell. And speaking of show plugs, this is Suited Up. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Do this every Wednesday at 9. Talk to fantastic people from both on and off of the app. Dell, so we talked military, we talked streaming, we talked a little bit of dating, we talked your show. Do you have any other events coming up that we should know about? Because you are one of the top event guys that I know of.
All right. I have a lot of stuff that's going on, but I want, for the sake of, I want people to come to the stream. So I just need you to fave me and then come figure it out so we can have a good time together, and then figure out if you like me or not. Because if you like me or not, then we got something to work with. But I just need the faves. So if you come in and get the faves, then maybe one day, I might be up there with the rest of the guys. Right now, it's the black badge that I'm just trying to keep, because I don't know if I can afford it for next year, because they talk about resetting the whole block. So hey, help me out. Help me, guys. Help me out.
Help Dell out. Check out one of his DJ sets. That's something we got to talk about another time, by the way.
Absolutely, because whenever you're ready, the setup is right there.
Right there. I've got the same Odyssey case and everything.
Whenever you're ready.
Make sure you're hitting the favorite button on Dell. He is a wonderful guy. He's got a lot of things that he's interested in talking about, and I'm sure you have interesting things to talk. You know what, Dell? Take it over. You got the tie on. It's Suited Up with Dell.
Hold up.
No worries.
Anyway, just fade me. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Sports Talk with Dell. I won't be in this suit because it's a little too hot. I need to turn the AC on or something like that. This is more of a Chris thing. We're gonna be a little bit more, more casual, and go from there.
I get to sweat through without people noticing. That's why I wear all the layers.
That's why you're so close. But right now I got on this white shirt and they can like see the sweat fusing through my veins, you know, like they're seeing like all the drip droplets. You got the beautiful hair, man. It's the beautiful hair that gets you. You know what I'm saying? Keeps it all up.
It's a wig. It's not even real.
Oh, well.
I know. I just spoil it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is Del. Make sure you give him a favorite.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Cheers, man. You know what I think it is, everyone? I didn't wear my cologne today. I didn't wear my cologne. I wear my cologne before I do the show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today, I forgot to put on my cologne. I did. I forgot to put it on. And I think that's exactly why. Anytime I have a little bit of like an off moment where I feel like my words are not coming out right, or my head's just not thinking straight, which is 99% of the time, I just gotta blame it on my rituals. And part of my ritual is you gotta put the cologne on before every show. Speaking of things that we gotta get to and do, we got another guest. Okay, we got another guest. Her name's Bunny. She's requesting the box right now. And if you haven't met her, now's your opportunity to meet our third guest of the night, everyone. So one more time, special thank you to Shaquille Oatmeal and Del. But please do not go anywhere, anyone, because it's time for the third guest of the evening, another VIP, another person climbing the leaderboards on the platform, the one, the only, Bunny.
Hi, Chris. Hello.
Hi, Bunny.
How
It's
are you?
nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
This is I feel like we should handshake. It's kind of like how this introduction. Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right. So today I'm going to be presenting you why Cutco knives are the best knives for all. I don't know. It feels very much like a high school introduction for your first job right now.
I'm sorry,
no.
I'm very proper.
I don't know, maybe. Sometimes I'm proper. But this is not about me. This is about you. This is about you and all the awesome things that you've been doing. Now, I heard about you through a very particular app family that may or may not make a lot of noise. Do you know what app family
Oh,
I'm
yes. Of course. It's my models.
It's your models. How did you get involved with this group of people?
Well, I'm proud to say that I'm one of the very few people that actually knew Role Model Fresh before she was a top badge. So I know her for a pretty long time when she first started the app. When I first started going to her streams, I wasn't a model. Like, I just refused to put in my name. She said, Becky, Bunny, do it. But after I started coming to her streams and I just started to love her more and I started to love the people, I was like, listen, why not? This is a dope family. Why would I not want to be a part of this? So, yes, that's where it all started.
Everyone does have a reason that they start. We heard from both Shaquille Oatmeal from Dallas. They both started with POF. How about you? I mean, were you looking for dating, love, people? What was
mine is a little bit more interesting than that. So I started streaming on YouTube.
Just blazed both of them. Like, your stuff's good, but mine's more interesting than that.
Not like that, but my story's a little bit more weird. Let's put it in that context.
No, I'm messing with you. You're good.
I started streaming about like almost 4 years ago, and my ex is the one who actually introduced me to the app. He was like, "Hey, you love to talk to people, you love streaming, you love helping people, you love networking. You should check out this app called Meet Me." And I was like, I don't know about the live streaming thing. I was a bit weird, you know. I was a little terrified, honestly. So I started streaming. I started to fall in love with it. Like, I was like, actually, I love this. Like, I'm starting to meet people. Like, I'm having a good old time. Like, I'm building connections with folks. So that's where it all started. Like, the relationship didn't last, but my relationship with the app did. So I thank him for that.
You were in a relationship when you started streaming, and the person you were in a relationship with showed you it. Now, I don't want to stir the pot or anything, but did live streaming have anything to do with the fact?
It kind of did.
It did.
A little bit, just a little bit. It was like other problems too, but then he was like, "You're always on here," and like actually, he deleted my first profile. This is my second account. He deleted my first profile, and I had to create a whole nother account.
And then he became an ex.
Yep, he became.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. Could you?
That's usually how it goes.
Deletes the profile, deletes the relationship.
Exactly.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
So here you are, though. You've been doing well since. What would you say? We've heard from everyone tonight about the growth and the changes that the platform brings. You said that you fell in love with it. What was it about this experience that made you fall in love with it?
Oh, the fact that I got to meet so many different types of people. I'm definitely like a people person. I'm very social. I love meeting people. I got to meet different types of people from all walks of life. Some people that are like me, some people who have similar stories to me. Some people on here I could relate to more than I could relate to people in my real life. And that's like really interpersonal with me. So that definitely is what made me fall in love with that app.
Very good. I asked a question a little while ago, and it's a little controversial. I want your take on it because you said you meet people in your real life. I
Yeah.
feel like the relationships and people, the relationships that people develop on here with people, it's kind of real life in a way. I mean, we care about what happens as people. We look forward to these people. Would you say that these are just like app people, or do you feel that
Definitely
you've
not.
developed a
No,
real
definitely
connection?
not. And they would kill me right now because they're in here if I ever said that. Definitely not by a long shot. These are definitely people who I build like strong relationships with, who I like plan on keeping in my life for a very long time.
Yeah. Have you had an opportunity? I mean, obviously last month, last year was not the year to meet with people, but have you made some plans or thought about connecting with people in the coming year, months, things like that?
I actually met a couple people off of here already. I met my top gifter who is now my boyfriend. I met a couple friends off of here. I also like last year, probably like right towards the end of COVID, I met some top badges. I met Patty Frank, I met Charismatic, and I met Turk and Sammy. So that was pretty dope. Yeah, they were all at an Airbnb and I met them all.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely open to like meeting people off of here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you listed off a great group of people. So if those are the people that you met, I wouldn't be surprised that you want to meet more people.
Definitely.
Now, you did slip something by us that I thought was a little interesting because you made some lights go off for a lot of people. They're like, I gift this person a lot and I like them. They're going to notice me. And then we're going to fall in love. Which we know happens every time, just like in your case, right?
It does. It does. Like I still to this day, there are people who I actually know because it's not a secret, and they still like either will gift me or like try to talk to me. It's always going to be that. Like that's not something I really appreciate though the people who gift me and support me genuinely, that just like want to just support me with no malicious or other intentions, just because they like me, they like how I am on stream, they like my content, my personality. That's what means the most to me.
I love a good love story because, you know, I like to hear about experiences that I've never had. Right? Like, no, right? Like, you want to hear about people go to space and our cadets and all that kind of stuff, and like, what? Falling in love? Like, with people? That's crazy. So tell us, I mean, how long ago did you meet this person?
I would say we met initially back in October. We started off as just friends. I started going to his streams, started coming to my streams. I loved his content, and then he was somebody I wanted to support. So I just started gifting him genuinely because I wanted to support him, and vice versa. We just wanted to support each other. We were just friends, and we started talking off the app, and it just bloomed into something else.
Okay. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of people who use this platform who get the gifting part down, and they get the going live part down, and supporting one another part down. But bridging that gap from, you say I'm just a friend, to we're not. What would you say were the steps or things that happened, or what qualities, I guess, changed that for you? You said, wow, this is someone that I want to pursue on more than just this platform.
It was definitely his support. Like he just wanted me, he supported the fact that I was a streamer. Because sometimes when it comes to like dating, that is something that is complicated. Like some people don't understand that lifestyle. So like, you know, they're not with it. They're like, why are you on an app talking to different people? You know, they could be weird about it. So he supported me, like being a streamer. He supported my streams. Like he wanted great for me. On top of him having an adult personality, it just, everything just fell into place.
An adult personality. That's probably why I can't relate. We discovered this secret. This is incredible. That's amazing. Well, no, you've inspired a whole generation of streamers now that love is possible.
I hope so. That's definitely my goal on here.
Yeah, that's great. So what's coming up for you as far as streaming or life goes? Do you have anything planned or any goals that you've got set?
So currently, it's my birthday month. My birthday's in 2 weeks. So every day is a party in my stream currently. So that's what we're doing. It's Gemini season and I celebrate every single day. So yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start having game nights. And yeah, it's just going to be a dope time.
What does it mean to be Gemini season?
Gemini season, savage season, fun season, the best season.
The best season. Okay. I've only heard of spring, summer, fall.
No, it's Gemini season too.
It's Gemini. Okay. I'm unaware. I had to repeat a lot of things in school, so this would fall.
Yeah, it's pretty new. It's pretty new.
I was new. Okay.
Yeah,
well, that makes sense. And you've got new things coming up. Do you have any goals or things that you got your eye on?
Definitely Top Edge. My people want that for me so bad, and they made me hungry for it too. So that's definitely something I'm striving towards. I started off with being consistent. I got the consistency going. The numbers are moving. My family is growing. So that's definitely something we're working towards right now.
Like that. Why is it important to you? Everyone has a reason that they want it. Some want the trending boost. Some people just want to have a goal. What is it for you?
Yeah, for one, I love setting goals for myself. So that's definitely first. And because I want to connect with other people, I'm big on mental health. I want to be like some people's escape when they're having a rough day. I want people to come to my stream, talk, vent, laugh, whatever the case may be. I want my stream to be a happy place, and I want that to reach more people. So that's
sound like good reasons to me. I've been bombarding you with questions, so just to kind of level out things here, is there anything that comes to mind that you want to talk about that's important to you or that you'd like to take the conversation on?
Nothing that I can think of. Nothing that I can think of right now. All the questions you've asked me have kind of like eliminated that actually. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about some advice then? Because we'll double back to something that you said. You said that sometimes when it comes to relationships, streaming can be difficult. People can become iffy about that. Yeah. What do you think is important when it comes to balancing going live and having a relationship?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely prioritize. First of all, if you are dating someone that is not on the app, try to get them familiar with the app. Try to, explain to them like what streaming is, what you're on here for, what are your intentions, so they kind of get an idea. Definitely prioritize your relationship. Don't be on here 24/7 because your partner definitely might feel ways about it. Find a good even balance. Even if you stream 2 hours or 3 hours a day just to be consistent, that is fine, but don't put your whole life on here. Definitely have a good even balance. It's also good for your mental health. So don't be on here 24/7.
Have some balance, moderation, balance.
Definitely need balance.
Love it. Well, if you have not favorited Bunny, make sure that you favorite Bunny because his stream is bouncing, hopping. We're done with fun today.
It's popping.
That one, the cool thing.
I just came up with that because I wanted to help you out.
I've not been on it. I'm gonna be honest. My puns.
You don't got cologne. You need your cologne.
I need my cologne. That's the problem.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do like a bonus round one of these days. I'll just do one of those. Get the citruses. We'll be good.
Yes.
Cheers.
You need the aromas.
The aromas. Is it? I don't know. I'm an Aquarius. Can I just throw that out? Like this, because I hear people with their zodiac, they'll like say a quality about themselves, and they'll go, "It's because I'm a blah blah blah."
They always do that. Yes.
Yeah. So just Aquarian things or whatever. Space Pinup's gonna burst through here and just get me right now. She's like, "What? I heard you were talking." Thank you so much for being on the show, Bunny. If you have not.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. For the one time, everyone, make sure that you hit the favorite button. Join the family. See why people love to hang out with Bunny. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Definitely. And there you have it, everybody. That's your lineup for the night. First, we had a good old bowl of Shaquille O'Neal. Then after that, we had Dell. And Dell came on, and he talked about all the sports and the military and the good stuff. And then obviously we had Bunny just now, who wrapped up the show. Great. for those of you who are interested in being on the show potentially in the future, you can see Skylight right there trying to get more followers on her Instagram. Oh, shame. You can follow me though. You can click my name and give me a follow. We're almost halfway to the major milestone of 10,000. And when you say it that way, it sounds like a lot more than 5,000. So we're close to halfway to 10,000. And if you want to make one colognes, stuttery show host really happy, that's a way to do it. You could go ahead and do a favor. You could also, if you want to, hit up Skylight because she helps me with staying organized and getting people booked on this show. So you can go ahead and send her a message. That's her right there. Give her a favorite, send her a hi, message her, do all that kind of stuff. My name's Chris. We're going to talk about some rumor busts Friday, because we've been hearing a lot of stuff about VIP rumors ever since I made those announcements last Friday. People are worried. They're like, what's happening to badges and all that stuff? So let's go ahead and talk about that this Friday, okay? Getting a lot of messages on Instagram too. That's why I'm just saying, hey everyone, if you can hold off till Friday, everything's gonna be good. Please, we're not 5 o'clock alarm, nothing bad's going on, so cheers. Until then though, my name's Chris Casper. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you stream with respect and treat each other with respect. If you want to catch me again this week, you can catch me at 4 p.m. with my lights off, possibly on the rundown. It's a top. You can also catch me here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much to the top gifters today. I'm talking about Yellow. I'm talking about Ellie. I'm talking about Moore, who's got a show later tonight. It's called Pet Profiles. I believe, in fact, it might be his last time doing the show at this time slot. So if you want to, yes, he's confirming. He said, everyone, check it out. Check it out. So make sure you see that. And let's go and go to the top 5. Our 4th gifter today was Shaquille Oatmeal. And for some reason, I'm just getting a big error code for my top 5 for my 5th gifter. So we're just going to have to forget about it today, unfortunately. But whoever they were, you know, I hope that they learn, you know, they obviously stream with respect. Definitely. Anyway, my name's Chris. See y'all later. Cheers. Have a good night. Bye.